gosh, isn't she just like a megastar now?
She is a huge megastar. It is her 6th album in just 5 years. She's broken so many records around the world. She holds 2 Guinness records, you know, and nominated for a Grammy twice. £10, 50 your price, your P&P is included. And she does some incredible covers on this. Pink Floyd's Wish You Were Here, John Lennon's Imagine, there's Simon & Garfunkel, Bridge Over Troubled Waters. So many great songs in there, and a great, great woman, and a great interview, actually. So stay tuned for that towards the end of the hour, about 9:45-ish. 8:45-ish, roughly, on that one. Today I'm joined by a guest who brings us her 6th album in just the 5th year of her career. Within that time, the first 4 years, her albums have charted in the top charts all over the world. She's the holder of 3 Guinness World Records and 2 Grammy nominations. There can be only one person I'm talking about. It is Susan Boyle. Susan, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
But seriously though, thank you for taking time out of your incredibly busy schedule. I mean, this is the 3rd time you and I have sat down together. And every time we get together and chat, you're always having an epic year. And this year's no different, is it?
Well, it's not really different, really, because I've just completed my 6th album. I've been in America doing a tour in America.
You're on your world tour. You've just completed America, as you said. You did the Commonwealth Games. You sang in front of the Queen.
That's right. I've been in front of her now about 3 times. So there.
And how does all that feel? Packing all that in.
Packing it all in. Looking back at it now can feel rather exhausting. But it was good fun. It was great fun.
Well, we are here to talk about the 6th album. You've called it Hope. Why have you called it Hope?
I'd like to think that Hope album would maybe be a kind of way of giving other people hope. People who maybe didn't realise they could do things and stuff like that. And it's also an inspirational album as well because of some of the songs that are in it. Some of them are upbeat, some of them are ballads, some of them are gospel type songs.
Do you ever feel that you, as a person, your story, your journey, is something that gives people like their hope and inspiration?
Well, music is a way of telling stories, and some of the ballads and the gospel songs could really be inspirational for other people. So in a way, those kind of stories, if you like, can be a sort of feel-good factor for them.
I'm just wondering, because the album is called Hope, what is it that inspires you or gives you hope?
I think probably my strong faith and spirituality, because it's the backbone of my being, and it keeps me going, because you have to have something to keep you going.
Am I allowed to ask you what your favourite song is on the album?
My favourite song? Well, I don't know now. There's I Can Only Imagine. That's my favourite one.
Well, actually, I hadn't heard that song before until I heard it on the album. It is beautiful. Why did you particularly choose that one? Why is that a kind of a favourite of yours?
I Can Only Imagine. Well, it can be a love song. It can be a spiritual song. It can be about God. It can be about relationships. It can be anything. That's what made it interesting for me.
Yeah, that's what I got from listening to it, because you can put your own interpretation onto it really easily. And beautifully arranged again, as we said. I mean, some of the lyrics in it, I can only imagine what it'll be like when I walk by your side. I can only imagine what I'll see when your face is before me. And of course I thought, oh, you know, it's talking about someone that you meet, and you know, you're hoping one day you're going to meet them and what they're going to look like. But equally it could apply to God or anyone.
It can apply to everyday life. It can apply to God, especially life afterwards.
I'm going to take you back to the first track on the album, which is Wish You Were Here, which is the Pink Floyd track, which I think some people might think is quite an unexpected track for you to do. But having listened to it, it sounds so different to the original. So again, why did you choose that one? And how hard was it for you to put your kind of spin on it?
Well, Pink Floyd were a rock band in the 70s, as you know, and they had very abstract views on things, yes. Very abstract sort of blank verse, and it was that type of blank verse that really attracted me to the music.
You would have been, what, about 14, I think, when that one came out.
That's right.
Hope I'm not giving too much away.
I'm 53 and proud of it.
Hey, as you should be. I'm 43 and proud of it. But anyway, because I heard that you were doing that when I saw it, I thought, I can't wait to hear it, and it's just, again, beautifully arranged, so you've made it your own. And we hear on those kind of reality shows, Britain's Got Talent, X Factor, all of those, you know, the judges saying, oh, I love it because you made it your own. Is that an incredibly difficult thing to do with a well-known song like that?
With a well-known song like I Wish You Were Here, it's very difficult to put your own interpretation on it. You have to tell your own story through those words. So it makes it really difficult when you have to tell your own story.
Well, I think you do it beautifully. Another song that I've heard, and I think I would say I thought might have been your favourite, was Angel by Sarah Mclachlan.
Sarah Mclachlan, she just really appealed to me. I used to listen to quite a lot of her music. I mean, that appealed to me because it was a bit of a weepy song, really. You know, makes people cry.
Well, again, the lyrics on that one, spend all your time waiting for that second chance, for a break that would make it okay. There's always some reason to feel not good enough. And as soon as I heard those lyrics, I'm thinking, you know, about waiting for that second chance. I thought about you standing in the wings back in 2009 or whatever for Britain's Got Talent.
Well, what was going through my mind at the time was, as I'd been through so many auditions at that time, about 12 of them, and I thought, well, people haven't thought me good enough before. I don't know how it'll be like here.
There's going to be a lot of people out there who will listen to this album who are fans of yours, and they'll be in that position. They'll be struggling, trying to make it through, trying to get a break, trying to be seen, to be spotted. What would you say to those people out there who are trying to kind of achieve what you've achieved?
Keep going, don't give up, and it'll happen. I'll not say when it'll happen because it hasn't been done in a measured way, and at the right time, and the right time will come if you keep knocking on the doors.
You've done some really big duets in your time. Your posthumous one with Elvis, Donny Osmond at Vegas, and Dancing with the Stars and all of those. Anybody else you still want to do duets with?
Well, I've met this artist. I've met Rod Stewart. I would like to sing with him.
That was the Commonwealth Games, wasn't it?
That's right.
Fantastic.
He's really nice.
Rod, if you're watching, because we know he watches all the time, we're on a duet, right?
Right, okay. That's me. If you think I'm sexy. You asked for that one.
I totally did. Well, actually, what I was hoping for was that you'd say you want to do a duet with me. But anyway, that's fine. You can do one with Rod. That's not a problem.
If you sing, come on in, la la la.
No, you don't want to hear me singing, Susan, honestly.
Right, okay then. You can't be tempted.
You put Abide With Me on the album, which is a hymn. Why did you want to put a hymn in there?
Well, hymns can be sung at events as well.
I was saying it's a big sporting song, actually.
You know,
yeah.
It can be sung at the opening ceremony, just like everything, you know, at the Super Bowl or anything like that.
Yeah.
Other artists have done it, you know, and I mean, you look at things like Abide With Me, you say it's a bit of a dirge because it's a hymn, but it can be quite authentic as well.
So we're on to the fifth track on the album, which is kind of midpoint, and when I saw what you were doing, I thought, whoa, that's a big song, which is Imagine by John Lennon. Any trepidation at all about taking on a song that big?
Well, there's the connotations of the song as well. The first lines is, imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you can. Again, it's a sort of it's a kind of, I don't know how to put this best into words now. It's getting back to faith again, whether or not people believe. You get agnostics out there who don't want to believe. They just see things purely from a humanistic point of view. And this song is about maybe digging deeper from the spiritual side, maybe looking from a more human aspect.
Yeah.
You know, supposing that spiritual side wasn't there, what would you have in its place? What would you do? What kind of life would you have? Stuff like that.
There's a real arc to the tracks that we've got there. And on track 6, we've got Will the Circle Be Unbroken. It's frequently sung as a kind of a gospel standard. And for me, it kind of marks a kind of a turning point in the album into those more upbeat, those more gospel kind of songs.
There's a kind of turning point in the kind of songs I sing as well, because they've been ballads before, and some are well-known songs, but the gospel one's a bit more challenging for me.
In the track Like a Bridge Over Troubled Waters, I was listening, you hit some big soaring notes in that. And I was thinking the last time you were in, I was talking to you about doing your vocal classes, and do you still have to keep all of that up? Do you keep that up on a regular basis?
I've got a terrific vocal coach. He's really good, and I hope to keep it up for as long as I can.
Do you have to sometimes stop, though, and remind yourself that this is your time, only because in that song there's a lyric that says, your time has come to shine, all your dreams are on their way, see how they shine. Do you recognise this is your moment where you're shining?
I'm very much in the moment just now. I am beginning to develop more of an art, more like an artist. I am beginning to shine a bit more, yeah. I agree with that.
Track 8, The Impossible Dream, or Impossible Dream. It's got beautiful, rousing, kind of uplifting lyrics in it. Is that kind of the essence of the album? Is that what you want people to feel when they're listening to it? Uplifted?
I want them to feel uplifted. I want them to feel that they can go on and perhaps the dream isn't so impossible. To sort of turn that around, if you like, and, you know, achieve their own dream. It's not impossible. It's hard, but it's not impossible.
Track 9, Oh Happy Day. I almost feel like I want to sing it, Oh Happy Day, except I wouldn't sing in front of you, obviously.
Well, you've just done it. Don't worry about it.
I'll be mortified later. Anyway,
don't worry.
Brilliant. Again, we've mentioned about kind of moving into that gospel sound. This, again, happy, uplifting, as we said, but bringing that big gospel sound, is that something we're likely to hear more of from you?
Probably in the future, but it's in its early days just yet. You know, the gospel music is very uplifting, very spiritual, and very feel-good, very in the moment.
Do you enjoy that style of performing?
I love that style of performing because it gets everybody else involved as well. Really charges them up. Really makes them feel happy. Really makes them feel good.
I mean, I remember hearing it in like Sister Act 2, and it's been in loads of movies and stuff. Oh. And the last time you and I got together to chat, you had just done a little bit of a movie. Any chance of us seeing any more of that kind of thing happening in the future?
Well, in the future, there may be a movie of a story of my life. It's in negotiative stages at the moment. And who knows from there?
I'd like to see you in another movie. I'd like to hear you singing in a movie again. It'd be great. And finally, last but not least, track 10, You Raise Me Up, featuring the Lakeland Church Choir. You recorded this one live, didn't you?
I did it in Lakeland, yeah, last year. I was in Houston, and it was thought it'd be a good idea to record me singing in front of a large choir, in front of a large audience. And I really had a lot of fun doing it. I
was going to ask you, is that enjoyable, or when you have to work with a choir like that, does it actually make the task more difficult because you have to work with them, or less difficult because you feel that support from them?
Well, less difficult because you tend to blend into a choir as well, and you become part of them, and you just let yourself go. It's really good.
I just want to now just very briefly talk about kind of what's happening right now in your life and upcoming projects. As I say, you are in the midst of a world tour. You've just done America. How was that for you?
It was really exciting. I visited a lot of nice places. It was very tiring. You know, it's very tiring, but lots of fun.
And you're just about to head off to Australia, I believe.
I'm about to head off to Australia, so it's been a whole brand new adventure. I'm really looking forward to it.
And the fans that are coming, what can they expect from it? Are we going to have... Because the last time when you did your tour up in Scotland, you did a little bit of an impersonation of Simon and Pierce and stuff.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Can we expect any more of that kind of behaviour going on?
Are they giving too much away?
I love you. That's a very good one. You have to come and see it. I love your fun side. I want to see more of that. I won't ask about any special guests that might be appearing, just in case we give anything away. Well, your 6th album is called Hope, and I'm hoping that the rest of the tour goes really well and that you continue to be a source of hope and inspiration for everybody out there. But most of all, I'm hoping that you'll come back and see us again.
Pleasure.
Thank you, Susan.
Thank you very much.